Procraftinators. Today is the third and final day of the Under the Sea hop. Today's hashtag is hashtag Saturday Under the Sea. I will have that listed in my description box below. You could also type that into the search bar of YouTube. Don't forget, this is also spreading across Instagram and blogs, so be sure to check there for the hashtag as well. So today I am Copic coloring a card or an image for you to put on my card. I got this image off of Etsy from Hannah Lynn. I will have the image linked below, or well, I guess I could link it below, but usually I have my supply list over on my blog, so I will have the blog in my description box below, and the link to that image in the Etsy shop will be over on my blog. I will pop up the color combinations that I used on the screen so you can see those. This is a pretty detailed image, and I started off with the hair, which I probably should not have started with the hair. As you can see, her tail goes up into the hair, and as I started to color, I do start with my darkest color first. As I started to color, the hair is like all crazy pants all over the place, and I started to panic. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I should not have picked an image this hard. I am not that confident of a Copic color artist or whatever you want to call it. I'm just a card maker, and I'm gonna screw this up. There are so many places you can put shadows, and I'm gonna lay this marker down. It's too dark, and I'm gonna screw up. But I just kept going, and in the end, I think it turned out pretty good. But I was freaking out. I was freaking out when I was putting this down. That's why you see me put a little bit down, and then I pull my hand away, and then I put a little bit down, and I pull my hand away. And so that's why that's happening, because I was kind of freaking out here. Like, I was going to screw it up. And I know some people are like, it's just paper, but to me, it's paper and time. And time is something that is precious. So that's what was going on there. So it looks like I've moved on to my mid-tone, and I'm just blending that out. And I'm leaving some room for my highlight color here. I was starting to feel a little bit more confident at this point. You see me pulling my hand away a little bit less here. I'm still doing it a little bit, but I'm pulling it away a little bit less. I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident. But once I got through the hair, I was feeling much better about the situation. I think I started with the worst part, and things got a little bit better from there. Well, there was a little fiasco with the water, but we'll get to that part a little bit later. But things were going much better here. So I'm just gonna continue on with my mid-tone, and then we will move on to the highlight. It looks like we're moving to the highlight now, and then we're just gonna blend all that out with the highlight color. So we're on day 3 of the Under the Sea hop. I hope that you have enjoyed all the projects you have seen so far. If you have not been hopping along with us, I suggest that you go back and watch all the other projects. It's just Thursday and Friday, and today is Saturday. So you just do the hashtag Thursday Under the Sea or hashtag Friday Under the Sea. It's very simple to hop along with us every day of this hop. Looks like I'm just finishing up the highlight color here, just blending it out a little bit more, and then we will move on to the tail. Oh, I missed a little bit there. And I did miss a little bit of the hair. We will go back and fix that a little bit later. I don't know if I included that or not, but there's a little bit of hair on her left side cheek there, and I missed that. Oh, I lie, we're not moving on to the tail. We're moving on to that little seashell and seaweed or whatever the heck is in her hair. I decided that it was a seashell and a little bit of seaweed, but you can make it whatever you want to make it. It is your image if you decide to get it and color it. But that's what I decided, and so I colored it, colored the little seashell purple, because we're going to color her bikini top purple a little bit later, so I wanted it to match. And then I moved on to the bikini top next. See, I don't even remember what I colored in what order. So with the bikini top, I'm starting with an E57, I believe. See, there we go, an E57. And then we're going to move into the V17 and V15. The E57 gives it a nice rich tone in our darkest spots, and then we blend it out with the V7. Well, I'll go over it with the V17 and then blend it out with the V15. I think it gives it a nice, very rich, dark color. I really like it. Then I think we move on to the tail. Yes, we do. So for the tail, I used YG17, YG13, and YG11. So for the main parts of the tail is where I used the YG17 and a little bit of the YG13. And then for the actual fin part, I used less YG17 and more of the YG13 and 11. But the most of her main parts of her tail are kind of hidden behind the dolphin, so that would be the darkest spots where you're going to get the most shadow. So I didn't use a whole lot of the mid-tone and the none of the lightest color. So we're just going to finish up that tail. And I felt like I was having a little bit of issues getting the deep dark, or the darkness that I wanted, so I did go over it twice. So now we're going to go on to the dolphin. And the dolphin, I was a little worried about coloring this too. I'm really more of a flowers girl when it comes to coloring. I feel most confident coloring flowers, to be completely honest. So I've been stepping a little bit out of my comfort zone lately and coloring more different types of images, and it's been interesting for me. But I think overall I've been doing pretty well. So for the dolphin, Hannah Lynn has an image on her Etsy shop that she shows this colored. So I just kind of looked at the dolphin and how she had colored it and just kind of used that as a reference guide for myself. And I don't think I didn't get it exact, and I didn't want to get it exact, but I did. It helped me a lot anyway on how to color this dolphin and how to get it so it kind of looked shiny and had the highlights in the right areas, I guess. Because otherwise the dolphin would not have looked as well as it does if I was left to my own devices, I'll tell you that. But that's what I do a lot of times when I'm completely lost on coloring, is I just look up a reference image. If the image didn't come with one, then I will just look up, dolphins or, whatever, and just try to copy, not really copy, I guess, but have a reference of how something is supposed to look, I guess. And it's helpful that she has reference images on her website of how she colored it. And I didn't really use it for the mermaid. I was confident enough in my own ability to color the mermaid. Well, the hair I kind of freaked out a little bit on, but I was confident enough to color her myself. But the dolphin, I was a bit hesitant on that one. So I will go back and get the top fin. I completely overlooked that at first, but there we go. Now I realized that I needed to color the top fin as well. So I will go get that. And then we will move on to I believe it is the skin color. And I do have to give Renee from Delaney Jane Cards some props here for helping me out. Like I said, I'm mainly a floral girl, so skin is not my thing. So she did. I sent her a picture of my hex chart of what markers I have and whatnot, and she gave me probably like 4 or 5 at least different options for skin colors. So she helped me out there, and then when we get to the water, we'll go over what she helped me with there, because I totally blundered that one up and she helped me fix that. So she definitely, if I wouldn't have had her help, I don't think this would have looked quite as good as it did. I mean, some of it would have, because I didn't get her help on everything, but she definitely helped me pick some colors and helped me fix some mistakes. So she's definitely somebody you should check out if you have not discovered her before. I'm pretty sure she's in this hop, so you should have come across her if you've been hopping along. But if you have not, look her up, Delaney Jane Cards on YouTube, because she is a much better Copic color artist than I am, even though she'll tell you that she's just a card maker, but she is a Copic color artist. Alright, so just using some YG17 for the green eyes. And then now we are going to do the water. And so I kind of wanted like a blue-green water, and my hands were not cooperating very well with me. I do have some nerve problems in my hands and arms, so sometimes I struggle getting a very thin stroke with my markers. And at this point in time, after doing this much coloring, and this was not my first card for this evening that I was filming, I was struggling getting the thin strokes. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I can blend it out. It's no big deal. But I had trouble blending it out. So the wave that goes up, I liked the way it turned out. But the main water, that darkest blue that I used, I think it was B18, maybe. I did not like the way that it looked. It did not blend out very well. I was really struggling with it. I did not like the way my water looked at all. So I sent Renee a picture of it, and I was like, I think I ruined this. Like, I left my coloring on everything else, but this water looks like crap. Help. And so she helped me, and she told me to use the B24 to blend it out. And so that's what I did. I added some B24 over it, and as you can see, it's starting to look smoother, and the B18 is blending out. So then I went back over it because I kind of lost some of my my green, the blue-green color, which is the BG13. So I went back over it with that and added some more BG13, and things were starting to look a little bit better. So now here we are with my Marvy snow marker. And this is the first time I've used this snow marker. This did not apply the way I had thought it would. I primed the marker. Thank God I did it off my project and onto my glass mat. And a big old blob, like almost the size of a 50-cent piece, just went all over my mat. I was like, well, that's great. So then I started to apply it to my project, like you see here. And in some places it was thick, some places it was thin, and I thought, okay, well, that's no problem. You know, it'll just be thick in some places and thin in other places. Well, when I went to heat it up, it burned. And you don't see that in this video. It burned. I'm like, well, crap. So I had to put another layer on top of it, and that's, you see the second layer here in this video, because I didn't want to have you guys watch me burn it. So I put another layer on top of it to cover up the burn, and that worked a lot better. But yeah, just be careful on how, if you have one of those markers, be careful, because it just kind of blobs out, and in some places it'll come out better than others, and I don't know, it did not come out like I thought it was going to come out. But then don't push the tip down on your project, because a lot comes out if you push the tip down. So this scalloped mermaid tail looking piece that's purple, I did cut that out on my Cricut. The image I actually did a print and cut on my Cricut too, the mermaid. And I cut the purple part behind her. I did an offset and did that. Well, I kind of did an offset. I cut that out on my Cricut as well. The green piece, I obviously just cut that on my paper cutter. I don't really need to cut that out on my Cricut. And so then we're just assembling everything up here. I popped her up on some foam tape, and we're going to attach this to my card base. The sentiment, have an amazing day, I did write that with my Cricut as well. I used a Stardust glitter pen to write that. The blue piece there, that is a print and cut pattern that I used with my Cricut, or printed with my Cricut. I kind of wanted like a water kind of scene. I think it kind of portrayed that. And then we're just going to put some glitter in her hair and on her tail, because what mermaid doesn't have glitter? And that kind of finishes up the card today. I'm just going to show you some up close parts and show you that texture from that Marvy snow pen, and that'll finish it up. So don't forget about the hashtag down in the description box below, so you can see the rest of the creators on the hop. You can type that into YouTube, and don't forget there are blogs and Instagram posters as well, so be sure to check those out as well. And as always, have a great day.